Morning, dear children. Let us start with our next class of GK. For that, I request you all to please open your books on page number 26, and we are starting with the next chapter, chapter 14, which is the 5 hours of waste management. 5 hours. We need to see what are these 5 hours of waste management. But before that, let us see what is waste management. But before that, we need to see what is waste first. What do you mean by waste? Waste means something unwanted that we don't want. Some unwanted thing that we don't want. The synonyms of the waste are trash, 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 rubbish, rubbish, and the next word you would have seen is scrap, scrap. So these are the synonyms of waste, which is unwanted. We don't need it. Okay. Now the next word is management. What do you mean by manage? To manage something. Yeah. Manage means to you need to see whether it is working properly or not. Everything is properly settled or not. This is what waste management. Clear? So let's see in detail what is waste management first. So waste management shall mean the collection, very important. Okay, yeah, if you have waste, the very first thing is to collect it. Okay, you'll collect the waste first. Yeah, whatever the waste you have generated, that must be collected. Transport means you cannot keep the waste at your place. If I ask you that, can you keep your waste in your room? Not at all. You know it, because waste cannot be kept anywhere. It must be dumped at the proper place, which is called dumping area. What we call it as? We call it as dumping area. Why? Because if you'll keep the waste at anything outside your room or inside your room, what will happen? It will produce the foul smell. It will produce the foul smell, hence air pollution. So hence the waste is transported to the dumping area. Next is the disposal. What do you mean by dispose? Means to throw away. Dispose means to throw away. Throw away wastes, including the supervision of such operations and aftercare of disposal sites. Yes, this is what management, I told you, supervising. You need to check whether the things are done in proper manner or not. Are we clear? However, the newer concepts of waste management means the things have been changed. Earlier it was collection, it was transportation, it was recovery, also was the part to recover what is useful, what is not. Yeah. And next thing, the new concept tells us about reduce, reuse, and recycle of the waste over and above the waste disposal. It means we need to reduce. Yeah, first of all, whatever the waste we are generated, first thing is we should try to reduce. Complete reduction in the waste production is not possible. You cannot. It's a myth. I don't agree that one day will come when will be stop producing the waste at zero level. No ways, it will not happen. Waste will be produced. We cannot, right? Reuse, but we should reduce it. Then reuse means keep using it. Don't think that sir is saying, okay, you have a peel of banana, go and use that peel, eat that peel. No, reuse means you can use some method by which that peel can be converted into some useful thing, and hence that becomes reusing. Clear? And recycle. Reuse and recycle are two different things. Reusing means you are not doing anything, you are not modifying it, just you are reusing. For example, I am having the steel glass with me, the glass of water. What I'm going to do, I'll wash and I'll reuse again. Yeah, but the glass of plastic, can I use it again? No, we throw away, and hence it is recycled in the factories, and again it comes to us for the reuse. This is what the difference between reuse and recycling. Okay, recycling means, reuse means same without any modification, but recycling involves the use of industries. The use of industries, there are the use of machines where they are recycled first. Okay, they are processed first. Clear with this? Now let's see the hierarchy of the waste chart. Let's see what is at the top level. What is hierarchy means? It is organizing or grouping the data into levels. How these levels are? Basically these levels are from lower to higher. I can say lower to higher or higher to lower, whatever you want to say. That is what hierarchy means. Like family hierarchy. Who is the elder? Your grandfather, then grandmother, then your father, then your mother, and then you comes into the picture. That is what hierarchy means. Clear with this? So the very first thing is most favorite option is prevention. We need to prevent. We should stop to produce, but I told you we cannot. It's myth, okay? But we should try. Next, minimization. Eventually, if you cannot prevent, you can minimize the production of anything. Try to reuse. If even if produce, try to reuse again. Recycle. If we cannot recycle so that it can be used again after processing. Clear? Energy and recovery, which is not an easy task, because in this process I'll discuss in the coming slides that what is the main disadvantage. Then disposal into the area, like for example landfills. If I'm talking about the landfills, what is landfill basically? Just I'll give you the short brief of that. For example, earth is dug out and pit is created, right? For example, earth is dug out and this pit is created. What happened in this case? The waste from the cities is brought and dumped into this pit till it covers. Hence, what happens? It covers this particular land. And what is the advantage of this? The advantage of this is, though the soil becomes fertile, but that area smells bad, foul smell, and the breeding of flies is more. And the breeding of flies, breed means like the flies come and breed there, spreading more diseases. So this is not an option. This is the last option we go for. Clear? Next, what are the sources? Means from where this waste are generated. We have to see the sources of waste. Household, you can see maximum from the kitchen, anywhere. Sanitary, sanitation, we have. Industry is one of the sources. Lot of waste is product by raw materials. Lot of waste is produced, yeah, after processing. Next, we have agriculture. Yeah, you would have seen during the once the crops are harvested, means the crops are cut. What happens? The leftover portions are burned, and that results in what? Different ashes, which is known as SPM, suspended particulate matter. Suspended particulate matter. Okay, they are very small in size. And fisheries. How fisheries? Because whenever the fish excrete, it results into the waste production. So the four sources are household, right, industries, agriculture, and fisheries. Any doubt anyone is having with this? Next, let's have the data comparison with the help of pie chart, which is used for comparing data. If you see, the maximum production of waste is of paper and paperboard. That is why we promote more of the online emails. Yeah, I promote make use of emails. Wherever it's necessary, there only use the paper. Otherwise, make very less use of papers, because by that you are saving trees, you are saving environment, you are saving biodiversity. Are we clear? Next is 13.4% yard waste. Yard means the place where it can be sort of industries, we can say, where a lot of waste is generated. Then metals, 7.7. Then we have plastics, production is more. Food waste, though food waste production is 10.4, but if we make very judicial use of that, means I'm talking about composting, basically the breaking down the organic matter into a fertile soil, that is what composting. So it's a good way. Glass, wood, and others. Are we clear? So basically the more of the waste is produced by paper and paperboard, which is more prominent. Clear? Next, we have the methods of disposal, where we can where we can dispose, where we can throw away. We cannot throw away the dust anywhere. If you are generating waste, it means you'll go and put the waste outside your house. No, not at all. What we use, we have something called beans, dust beans, trash beans. So what we call them, beans, a cylindrical structure where we depose or decompose the waste. Let's see. Blue is used for paper, green is used for glass, plastic we use yellow color, and for metals we use red colored beans. So that's why we segregate our waste. Do you know what is mean by segregate? Segregate means we divide the waste, which can be reused again, which needs to be recycled, which we cannot do anything with. By this, we are making the waste management more proper and more synchronized. Are we clear? So let's move on to the chapter. Open your books on page number 26. The 5 R's of the waste management. The 5 R's, the key factors are to remember in respect of waste management. Reduce. I told you reduce means to lower the consumption or the production, right? Reuse. Reuse means keeping it again. Reuse. Okay. Recycle. Okay. Recycle means same. Reuse, but with what is the different way? Yes, needs to be processed in the factories or industries. Yeah, they are processed, they need modification. Clear? Then we have recover. What do you mean by recover? Like I told you, if the waste is generated, everything, recover what you can recover from them. Okay, waste is generated, but if you are doing anything with the waste, try to recover some energy from it. We'll see that. What is that called? Then we have residual. What is that? Residual. The pronunciation is not residual, the pronunciation is residual. 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 Okay, are we clear? So let's study the first, reduce. Clear with this? Reduce. So wherever possible, reduce waste production. This is very prominent. Wherever possible, I told you we cannot completely ban the production of waste. Waste will be generated, guys. It's a myth. It will be generated. Clear? One, always try to reduce the waste production by following this simple guidelines. Guidelines means the rules, the methods, okay? Guidelines, which you'll follow and it will produce some good results. Let's see. Use or buy what is needed. Yes, use or buy what is needed. Don't go for anything which you don't require, but still you want. Okay, I'm liking it, I'm looking very nice, so let me purchase it. No, whatever is needed, please go for it. When there is no waste generated, then there is no waste to be treated. This is very good. If no waste is generated, no waste means no treatment. Clear? Very simple. No waste means no treatment. Make a shopping list before going for shopping. This is very important. We make big shopping list, yes and no. We make a big catalog, like a thing for the shopping, 1 2 3, like this, full of paper, right? Nowadays, what should you do? You must write in your mobile. You have a notepad in your mobile, right? There, make a list and then make use of a mobile. We use mobiles for watching videos, playing games, but we will not use for the better use. And one of the better uses, make a list in your mobile only, and from there you can see what I need instead of writing or pen down the same on the paper. Clear? So pen down it in your mobile phone. Are we clear? This is one of the important thing. This will ensure you don't buy things which are not needed. Absolutely. If you have made the list with you, this is what I need, this is what I don't need, you'll clearly, I have an idea. Okay, this is what is my need, this is what is my temptation. Very important word, temptation. Temptation means something you can't resist, very attractive. If you find something very attractive, you cannot control yourself from buying it. That is what temptation, tempting, right? By buying random items which you don't require. unsubscribe from the paper mails and instead opt for emails, which I have already discussed, that instead of writing, I'm writing a letter to a editor, I'm writing a letter to the bank manager. Instead of that, try to use the emails, electronic mail. This will give you, it will save the paper, it will save the trees, it will save the environment, it will save the biodiversity. Are we clear? Byproducts with the minimum packing, very important. Minimum packing, why? Because for example, this is my product, again and again I'm wrapping it with another material. What is that? Wastage. The waste is being generated. Yeah, so avoid such things. Flashy and fun packaging does not necessarily mean better product quality. This is very important. If we see, we are having one product and that product is being covered with stars, okay, with moon, with sun, and it looks very fleshy. What do you mean by fleshy? Very attractive. You'll think the better quality. No, you cannot judge the book by cover. Do remember? Same thing, you cannot judge the product by its covering. Clear? So, better quality. Say no to plastic bags. Yes, we should. Why? Because they are non-biodegradable. What do you mean by non-biodegradable? They cannot be decomposed. They cannot be break down into the basic components. That is what non-biodegradable. Carry your own reusable shopping bags. For example, we can make use of jute bags, very important, because they are biodegradable. Plant, jute plant. Are we clear? Spread the word of no waste reduction at source. More people adopting waste reduction means less waste generated. And see, we cannot go for rallies. Like, people make fun of this. They don't understand that we are doing for their benefits also. No, if we'll take the rallies out and we'll spread, don't you do this, people start calling us mad. They believe, why he is doing this? Who is he? He's a social worker or what? This is what happens. But where we can spread mouth to mouth conversation, the words, there we must try. Okay, clear? Okay, next R is reuse. That is reuse, very important. Reuse. If waste is produced, explore the feasibility. Understand the word, the feasibility. Feasibility means which is possible. Feasibility means possible, possibility, possibility. Okay, so feasibility means possibility of reusing the waste. Is it possible that we can use? If I'm having a glass of water, yeah, I'm having a steel glass of water, what we do, we wash them and we use them again. Yeah, there's a feasibility. We have utensils. What we do with the utensils, guys? Yeah, metal utensils. We wash them and we use them. This is what he's talking about. Feasibility we need to check. We need to check whether it is possible. And I'm having glass, plastic glass, the disposable glass. What I'm doing, I'm washing and then again. No ways, we cannot. It's not good for health. So that, in that case, it is not feasible. So that becomes unpractical. Okay, don't throw away the items that are reusable. You can reuse. Yeah, don't throw the books. You can use them again for many purposes, right? Newspaper, brilliant example. Don't throw. Yeah, you can reuse them. Reduce waste by making full use of any item. Here are some useful ideas how to reuse those everyday bits and pieces. Bits and pieces in smaller amounts. Small amount, bits and pieces, smaller amount, but you are making full use of them. This is what bits and pieces means. Buy items that can be reused, like rechargeable batteries. I'll show you the example of rechargeable batteries here. This is one of the examples of rechargeable batteries. Here we are having the batteries with us, in which we have kept in the sort of cloth which is being charged. Okay, and hence these batteries are charged. The car batteries, brilliant example. The car battery, this is the car batteries. They are rechargeable. Whenever the batteries goes down, what we do, we go for the charging. The charging electrodes are connected here, and hence a source of energy is provided and they are charged. One more example, mobile phones. The batteries in the mobile phones are rechargeable. We connect them with the adapter, and adapter provides what? Electricity. This is what adapter means. Just have a look. This is what adapter means, and this is how the battery looks like. For example, if we're having those batteries, the cell batteries, every day we need to keep on changing. depending upon the use of mobile phones. So can you imagine how impractical our life would have been? So that is why we must use of rechargeable batteries. Clear? This will create very less waste as they can be reused more than once. Absolutely clear. This point is clear. Reuse old clothes and stitching items like cloth bags, okay, cushions cover, table sofa covers, etc. Those that cannot be reused as such can be used as the waste cloth for cleaning. Don't. We can use very nicely. We can make the racks. Yeah, racks for cleaning. And the cloth are the best cleaners. Instead of using any plastic or something, you can use the cloth. Yeah. Reuse old tires in the garden as the swings or as the pots for growing small plants. Very important. Reuse glass bottles and jars for storage containers after cleaning and drying. This is what we do. Whatever we have the Bonvita, yeah, the Bonvita jar. What we can do, we can reuse by cleaning, drying, and then reuse. Put pulses, sugar, salt, because salt and sugar we cannot put in metal jars. Why? The salt reacts with metal jars and they form metallic, poisonous. It becomes a poison. So we always put the salt in either plastics jar or the glass jars. Clear? Next, reuse envelopes. Understand what is the pronunciation. I think you would have seen in marriages when we go, we have something called envelope. Envelope. It's not envelopes, it's envelopes. What we do, we actually put the money inside it. We can reuse by what? Normally we write the full address, the blah blah blah, we write the full address. What we can do, we can put this sticker there and we can use it again. This is also one of the good ideas. Reuse the plastic bags as the waste bin bags. Plastic bags we cannot. Life without plastic is not possible. Again, I'm telling you, we can minimize the use of plastic bag, but we cannot completely ban plastic bag. So what we can do, if we have any plastic bag, we can use it as a bin for pouring what? The waste. Clear? Any doubt anyone is having? Next, we have recycle. This is also very important. If using is not feasible, I told you, if reusing is not feasible, you cannot reuse. For example, the plastic glass, the plastic, what we will do, we'll actually sell this plastic. We'll sell, the seller comes, no, rec picker will sell to him anything, and what happens, it gives us money back. And then what he will do, he'll send it to the industry of the factories for reprocessing. There the plastics are broken down and remodified into another plastic. This is what recycling means. Are we clear? The next option of recycling the waste, as there are economic and environmental costs associated with the waste collection and recycling, it should be considered only where reduction and reuse of waste is not practicable and feasible. Heavy lines, but just understand what he's trying to say. With recycling, I told you, money is there, money is associated. The factories and industries, they do not run on water, they need fuel, they need electricity, which requires heavy cost, heavy money. Hence recycling involves the great amount of money. That is why the writer is saying here, wherever the reuse and reduction is not feasible, then only go for the option of recycling. Most of the household and workplace items can be effectively recycled with a little effort. Here are some tips of adopting recycling. Keep recyclable trash. Trash means dustbin containers at the strategic location. What do you mean by strategic location? Where strategic location here means where most of the waste are generated. For example, in cities, markets. Can I say malls? Can I say restaurants? Can I say the cinema halls? Near that we can put the trash, because there the people come in great amount, the crowded areas. People will eat and they'll throw the whatever the wrappers they are producing or using, they'll throw here and there. That is the best way to keep such trashes near that places, because the people will then automatically decompose or dispose the wrappers into the bin only. Are we clear? So strategic location clear. This will foster better participation in recycling process for everyone. Foster means it will motivate, right? Foster means motivate. Okay, don't throw something out just because it is old or broken. Repair of repurpose means you can, there must be purpose behind everything. Repurpose it for use again. Purpose, try searching for a purpose. For example, I'm having a plastic bottle. Yeah, I don't see that it's of any use. No, there's a purpose. What you can do, use that plastic bottle, fill a soil in it, plant a water, plant a tree, plant, and then drop of water. Reused, repurpose. Are we clear? Recycle food waste by composting. What do you mean by the word composting? This word is very common for you. I think you have been using this word. Composting basically means decomposing. What do you mean by decomposing? Decomposing means breaking down, right? Breaking down of organic matter. What do you mean by organic? Organic means related to plants, organic matter, into what? Into fertile soil. Okay, and that fertile soil will be reused again because that soil is fertile. This is what composting. Using compost bin, I'll show you one of the examples of compost bin. This is what compost bin is. What we do, actually whatever the waste is generated from the kitchen is composting here. We dispose here, right? Once we disposed, we'll cover up with the soil. Yeah, we'll make it flat. Again, waste is generated. Again, we will pour into it. Again, it will cover with the soil. Again, till it comes. What will happen by this? Whatever the soil is there, it will be rich in proteins, nutrients rich soil. Hence, we call it as the fertile soil. Because this further soil, if we plant anything in this soil, it will provide further nutrients to those plants. That is why composting is very, very important. Clear? Any doubt anyone is having with recycling? Next, the fourth one is recover. What do you mean by recover? Means if anything, again try to recover something from it. If anything is produced, again recover. Means, for example, the best example is reuse of energy, right? It may be possible to recover materials or energy from waste which cannot be reduced, reused, or recycled. Some things we cannot reuse, we cannot reduce, we cannot recycle. Right? In that case, for that instance, Sweden has been successfully generating biogas. What is eco-friendly gas? It's also known as gobar gas because they make use of cow dung from it, and that is being processed. It is heated to a very high temperature, and hence this produces lot of energy. Okay, and fuel oil from the waste and trash. I'll show you the one of the important application of this. Just have a look. It is known as incineration. Okay, incineration. The pronunciation is incineration. Incineration. Okay, incineration is the waste treatment process that involves the combustion means heating. Yeah, heating of waste solid at 1000 degrees Celsius. The waste materials are converted into ash, yeah, and flue gas. Flue gas means which is flowing like anything out. Flue gas, okay, and heat. What we will be doing with heat? This heat can be used to generate what? Electricity. Yeah, we can generate. Hence, we are using recovering. This is what recovering is. So basically, ash is normally formed by the what? Inorganic constituents of waste, and gases due to the organic waste. The heat generated by incineration is used to generate electric power. Yeah, this is very important, electric power. Hence, we are using recovering. What we are doing here? We are recovering. We cannot reduce, we cannot recycle, we are recovering. Are we clear? Just have a look. This is one of the incineration plant or the biogas plant. But what is the disadvantage? The smoke is the big disadvantage. Ash is the big disadvantage. Why? Because it is SPM, suspended particulate matter. They remain suspended in the air. and hence it relates to what? Breathing problem, asthma problem. Are we clear? So this is just a drawback. Otherwise we produce the good amount of electric power from these plants. It's clear with this? Next, residual. What is that? Residual. I told you the pronunciation. Residual means sort of residue, leftover, residue. After burning, after doing something, something is left. The leftover part is called residue. Okay. Adopt eco-friendly goods or lifestyles such as using handkerchiefs instead of tissues. Yeah, tissues because they are also biodegradable. They take time. Why to use handkerchiefs? But travel by public transport. Yeah, public transport, like we have public buses, city buses, we can make use of that instead of private cars. Why? Because if you are using your own private car, let me take an example. If you are using your own private car, let me take an example. What will happen? You alone is driving and enjoying, another person is alone, and hence what you are doing, you are creating crowd, you are creating congestion. Because of that, lot of smoke is produced. Your car will produce the smoke, your car behind you will produce the smoke, hence more of smoke generation, resulting in air pollution. This is what we need to stop, and we need to go for the public transport, because a lot of people will be using public transport, resulting in less number of uses of personal vehicles. Are we clear? So there, walk or cycle for short commuting. What do you mean by commuting? Moving from one place to another, from one place to another. This is what commuting means. Distances, adopt carpooling. Carpooling is same. You are having a car, a 5-seater car. Every car is 5-seater. You are having a 5-seater car. So all the people in your society who are going, you can give them the lift, and you can do the carpooling, taking lift instead of using your own car. We do pay for it, but it will save your time, it will save your fuel, it will save the environment, right? And self-driving. Okay, instead of, habit is powerful tool in our daily life. Most of the things we do in our daily life are a matter of habit. Buying unwanted items, using tissues instead of handkerchief, cloth napkins are all habits which have been ingrained into us. What do you mean by ingrained? That is inbuilt into us, we cannot means apart from them. Ingrained. Okay, part of life. The trick lies in changing these habits into environmental friendly habits, a challenge task for anyone, but still the necessary for the better rule. It's, in other words, the 5 hours should be practiced as a norm. Norm means which you have to follow the rule rather than an exception. Exception, okay, I cannot do it. It's not possible for me. I cannot live. That is what exception I'm talking about. So 5 hours are very important, and we must practice them in our day-to-day life wherever possible. Everything is not possible. Yeah, wherever it is possible, try to. I hope now from this video you'll try to save your environment, my environment, and everyone's environment by using what? The 5 R's. Reduce, reuse, recycle, recover, and residual. With this, I'll end the video over here. I hope you have enjoyed the video. We'll meet in the next video with the next important topic. Till then, take care.